Hello and welcome to the third episode of the 2025 AFLW Premiership season. Let's get on the way with the show. Hello and welcome all, and we welcome into round two. And amazing that the season has just started. It's amazing to have you on board for today's show. So today's show we are going to share, as I said, round two for the results, and then we're going to round three previews like I did for the AFL men's for the Aussie Footy show, BJ show, Footy show with BJ and Aiden. We're going to let you know at the end of the show, remind you all of this, but stay tuned for all the fun episodes, such as the Awards Show 2025. We have the International Agenda coming soon. We have the top 8 BJ's, top 8 overall. We have the Australian Sport Edition show coming in the next week, as well with the bowling update, as well as the SANFL, extra SANFL Aussie Footy show, and the AFLW. So many updates and stuff like that, and so much to do. So let's get on with the show. So we welcome into round two of the 2025 AFL Premiership season for the AFLW, and we start off with at Victoria Park in Melbourne for the first Saturday afternoon game. The final score for 9:33, defeated 4-1-25, 8-point victory to the Collingwood and Magpies. Big win, well done on the victory. Second up, we have Casey Fields Oval still in Melbourne. It is the Melbourne Demons take on St Kilda Saints. Well done to Melbourne. From was the final score 13-11, 89, defeated 2-3-15. A 74-point victory, playing them really nicely on top of in that top two at the moment. We go to now, from Melbourne, we go to Queensland on the Gold Coast. People's First Stadium between the Gold Coast Suns and the Sydney Swans. Well done to Sydney Swans, a 82-point victory, 15-13, 103, defeated 3-3-21. A very heavy defeated as well. The first 100 points for the season. And we go now from Queensland Gold Coast to Western Australia, Perth, at Fremantle Community Bank Oval in Perth. As I mentioned, final score, accuracy of 17-3, 105 to 5-5-35. So, not a strong victory. Really, it was 74 points to Melbourne, 82 for the Sydney Swans, now 70 to the Brisbane Lions. So, we now return back to Frankenstein in Melbourne for the Hawthorn Hawks. Take on Carlton Blues. Well done to Hawthorn, getting the win done, just getting over the line with 13 goals, 12, 3 goals, 12, 30, 210, 22, Carlton, 8-point victory to hold with the Hawthorn Hawks, their first win for the season. We are now heading to Icon Park in Melbourne, staying in Melbourne for the Richmond Tigers take on Western Bulldogs. Well done to the Western Bulldogs, taking a 21-point victory, 6-6, 42, defeated 3-3-21. So it's exactly the same points as the Gold Coast Suns as well from the Richmond Tigers point of view. We come to the last three games for round two results for the AFLW NAB season, and it was down at Arden Park in Melbourne, Alden Street Oval, I should say, for the Kangaroos and Port Adelaide. Well done to North Melbourne Kangaroos, 39-87 defeated 2-3-15. It was a very strong victory to the Premiers and a very nice victory from 21 points to the Western Bulldogs and 72, another 70 plus, 12 goal plus victory, full time of that. And we come to Windy Hill in Melbourne for Essendon Bombers versus West Coast Eagles. Well done to Essendon Bombers, taking a win for 7-31, defeated 4-20. sit. So I tell you right now, there was 2 games under, 10 points, which is amazing. Low scoring for these guys, 21 points, and then went above from 70 plus as well. We come to the last game, the Thomas Funds Oval in Adelaide. Adelaide Crows, first home game for the season. They take on Geelong Cats. A 38-point victory, 10-5, 65 week 9, 27. I went to this game. St. Kilda also, forgot to tell you, for that live action as well. So, well done to that. So, my tips for this one, from my memory, Collingwood, Melbourne Demons, Sydney Swans, Fremantle Dockers, Hawthorn Hawks, Western Bulldogs, North Melbourne, Essendon and Adelaide. So there you go. Now I'm going into round 3 for the previews. We start off with Friday night, and it's Richmond and Essendon and TIO Stadium in Darwin. And we're really a strong effort start to Essendon, take on GWS in Canberra, back at home at Windy Hill in Melbourne to take a 5-point victory against improved West Coast. But I'm sticking with Essendon. I think they'll take over Richmond. Richmond had a really solid start, not getting smashed, but I'm surely they'll be in the contest, and all the best for both teams. And a very special round as well, Indigenous round. Indigenous round as well. We come to the 5 games are selected for this game. I'm breaking them down. We do now go to Henson Park, Sydney, for GWS Giants take on the LA Crows. LA Crows should win and take care of business. And they look really, really good, Adelaide. I think they look very stronger than GWS Giants as well. We go down to Geelong at Kilda Park for Geelong's second home game for the season at GMHBA Stadium. Geelong and Sydney take a head-to-head. Geelong should win this. I believe they can definitely take on. They're good at home, but in the men's, but the females, the girls' league, they have proved them they can be a good team. So Geelong with me, with my go. Saints and the Eagles known for St Kilda versus West Coast. And this is played back at SEA Park in Melbourne. And I'm sticking with St Kilda with that win. For Adelaide and Gold Coast, down at Arlington Oval, well, I've got to say right now, I'm going to keep to Port Adelaide. I think they've got the job done with that win. We have the Saturday night game and only the one game. We have the Mission Winton Oval in Melbourne, Western Bulldogs versus Hawthorn. And I'm going to say with Hawthorn, I think they look a little bit better, but I think the Western Bulldogs will take the win. Their first home game for the season down at Mission Winton Oval in Melbourne. 3 Sunday afternoon footballs, and we can't wait to share with you all. Let's get into it. The first game is down at Victoria Park for Collingwood, another home game for them. They take on Melbourne Demons. Melbourne Demons to take the win to really make sure it's a good game to watch. The next game is Fremantle Dockers. Their second home back-to-back home games in a row. They take on North Melbourne Kangaroos. 20 years of let Kangaroos to win the game. And this is played in Perth at Fremantle Community Bank Oval in Perth. And the final game at Brighton Homes Arena, Brisbane Lions and the Carlton Blues, Brisbane, to win this game. So I'm going through my footy tips again. I'm going with Essendon, Adelaide Crows, Geelong Cats, where money, St Kilda Saints, Port Adelaide, they claim their first win for the season, Western Bulldogs, so really, hopefully, they get a big win there at home. Melbourne Demons, North Melbourne Kangaroos, and Brisbane Lions. All right, thank you so much. Stay tuned for the polling update for the AFLW, which is this episode, BJ and Aiden's episode 28 episode of the Aussie Footy Show, known for BJ Footy Show, and many more episodes if I missed the international agenda, the Australian Sport Edition show, the live action of the down at Thomas Funds Oval between the LA Crows and Geelong Cats. All my thoughts are all on that, but this is the support of action. So thank you so much for today's show. My name's BJ, signing out. See you all soon. BJO Show's out. Bye for now.